past, I've made videos about the importance of trust and the importance of boundaries. Unfortunately, I'm the sort of person who's often had to learn the hard way in life. I've often had to touch the stove to realise that you shouldn't touch the stove. And ironically, around the time that I was last making videos about trust and boundaries, I had a life-changing and quite horrific incident occur in my life. That incident wasn't BDSM, and that's interesting in itself, because I guess whenever I go into a kink or BDSM situation, there's a mandatory pre-session discussion where I always talk about boundaries, limitations, safety, and all of the above. I want to get a good understanding of what I'm doing, and I want to get a good understanding of the person I'm getting involved with. Whereas when I've engaged in, let's call it regular sex work or vanilla sex work, non-BDSM sex work, to be honest, I haven't really worried about all that sort of stuff. And in the past, I haven't run into too many troubles. In this instance, there was a lot of drugs involved, a lot of drugs and alcohol, which at the time I didn't see as a problem, because I guess I've had a lot of instances in the past where I have engaged in vanilla type sex work and used substances, and it's never been a particular problem. It's never been dangerous. I've never felt unsafe in a lot of those instances. But in early June, everything changed, because I spent a couple of days with someone, and let's just say we both took copious amounts of hard drugs, and after a certain point, things got particularly violent. Became a police matter. It was a very dark and fucked up incident. And going forward, a big lesson I've learned is I'm definitely not going to engage in drug use with clients anymore, and I'm not going to engage in drug use with people I've never met before. Saying that I'm not going to use drugs ever again is, well, I'd like to think that I could get through life and not use drugs ever again. I'm not sure if that's realistic. All of that aside, in life, and not just in BDSM, trust is the foundation of all relationships, and boundaries are paramount. You need to, when you have a relationship or an interaction with anyone, you need to be aware of what's okay and what's not okay. And everyone's going to be safe, sane, and consensual, regardless of if you're engaging in BDSM or if it's any other kind of relationship. Actually, I approached the police after that incident because I was made to feel unsafe. I didn't work for at least 2 weeks because I was in a very fragile mental state. But as I said at the beginning of this video, I'm the sort of person who's often had to learn the hard way. I've had to touch the stove to realize that I shouldn't touch the stove. And now more than ever, I have a much better awareness of trust and boundaries. And I think that's all I'm going to say on this matter. In this instance, I may or may not make more videos about trust and consent and boundaries in the future, because I'm now aware of that everything relies on those things, on trust, and honesty, integrity, boundaries, all of this stuff. Without those factors, everything else falls down. You can't do anything else if you don't have trust. You can't do anything else without consent. You can't do anything else if you don't have if you don't have clearly defined boundaries or a clearly defined awareness of boundaries. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. I'll catch you soon. Bye.